Soulmates and the call to awaken. I'm Jason at awakendessence.com. Soulmates and love is one of these topics that's profoundly powerful, and it's got a lot of ideas and fairy stories to it. The essence of a soul family member, be they a soulmate or a twin flame or whatever label you want to give it, is the call to come home, pure and simple. At the higher levels of our essence, at the soul plane, as souls, we make agreements to come here and to play out certain games, certain things, to cover certain lessons, to turn up for a certain time. But if you find yourself in the situation of having recognition of something deeper, then the beauty of that also brings with it what you've been missing out on. The love that pours through you, the desire to merge and be with that person, can be hugely powerful and strong. Because it brings you home. It brings you to this place of oneness, of unbelievable amounts of love, joy, happiness, okayness with whatever crap is going on. So it's a call to awakening, and that's why it's here in this website. These connections will spark your heart and all parts of you, or maybe just some parts of you, for you to explore what it is that gets in the way of you living in that state as yourself, as a being, as an individuation, to use Carl Jung's term, here on this planet. A conscious soul that has one of these bodies, so you can walk in matter. In that stillness, in that peace, in that love, in that unity. That's what a soulmate is. In whatever form they come. It's a call to awakening. And it can be very confusing, very painful. It brings up all your crap, all your programming, all your bad behaviors, your fears of abandonment, your fears of separation. And then the converse, unless you are actually in the abiding place of awakening, as I talk about in the Awaken page, you will also face that fear of being annihilated. This person's consuming me, this love is consuming me, this desire to have more of this is consuming me, and it scares the crap out of me. The soulmate will activate that. If they're a real soulmate. If they don't, it's because you're already deeply, deeply conscious of your stillness and your presence throughout the day, and you understand that process and enjoy it for what it is. So that's the goal. It's pretty amazing stuff. Then you have to find someone who's, can also handle that. If not, then you have to work with them as they work through being in that space with you, in that unity with you, in that place of stillness, love, joy, spaciousness. So that's why if you find yourself in one of these situations, you might want to consider mentoring, to work through this, to get the skill sets there, so you literally stay sane. It can drive people quite crazy. It's very intense, and some people walk away faster than others. But if you want to stick at this, keep that connection alive with that person or people, you can have these connections with more than one. The soul is very communal. I'm not talking about physically, I'm talking about in terms of the space, the love. Then consider mentoring and lay the foundations and get one-on-one feedback as to what is happening and how to integrate that, and really how to practice through the hard stuff. Everybody has to do it. I'm still doing it. It operates under different laws. I'm learning the laws, I'm experiencing the laws from this place of abiding awareness. So there's not a lot of good, clear information about this out there, but it can awaken you. The path of love can certainly awaken you. But as the laws of grace state, it really does come down to those laws and the factors that go into it. Your attention, your focus, your remembrance to check into who you are. And to hold that while you feel this connection with this other person. Because you both are that. And what is it that you are? Impersonal nothingness. Impersonal. So it's not what your driver's license says. You are nothingness. You are spirit, which doesn't have a name, doesn't have a body type, but you are in a human form. So it's about that skill set of being okay with being at one with yourself. Then the addition of another person or people or connections where that oneness field is collective, which is kind of what I start talking about in the advanced awakening pages, the transpersonal states. It's quite a process. It's a rich, rich process. And it will test your personality, your belief structures, your emotions, your boundaries of who you are and what you are. And if you're lucky enough to sense one of these connections and have one in your life, then always, always come back to ownership. What am I doing that is not allowing this unity to be here? What in me is wanting to deny or protect me from this love that is obviously here with this person? You are that stillness, you are that love. Therefore, any resistance is stuff, emotional stuff, egoic stuff. And learning to walk that as a human being is the greatest challenge. It's a tough challenge. It's amazingly rewarding. It's incredible. It does take fortitude. It does take courage, as I said in the first video. But do you want this love in your life? Do you want this love to enhance your awakening so you can live in this space all day, every day, regardless of what you're doing? The dishes, working at the job, while you're in transport somewhere, during the commercial adverts on TV, preferably whilst you're watching the program, but most people get lost and forget who they are. So your soulmate or soul connections that you have around you can enhance this. And it will deepen you into yourself a lot faster because you have a reflection. And you have to learn that dance of being with another human being. And it always comes back to the laws of grace and bringing yourself back to being present in this moment and allowing what is to be here. The good stuff and the bad stuff. You are here always. Feel your backside, notice your hands. Notice that space that all of this happens in. That's how you drag yourself out of your head. That's how you come here. So notice your hands and your bum as you listen to this. Feel the space. Feel the distance between you and this phone. And if you have a soulmate, a soul connection, allow yourself to feel them as you're looking at this. They're all contained in a space which is you. And that you as impersonal doesn't have a problem with people stuff. Only the person does. So how do we work with that? Stuff in this site covers that. We cover that in mentoring, specifically related to you and your situation. You can come home fast. 2 to 4 years, mid non-abiding, as defined in this website. These connections, if you have one, will help bring you home faster. That's a fact. If you have the courage and the commitment to work with what is happening and to bring it back to the stillness and what it is in its truth, as opposed to it's about them. It's not about them. It might be about their soul and your soul, but you've got to bring that into your body. Feel your hands, feel your backside, notice your feet, notice the space between here and the phone. It's that process. It's a relentless process. It's called practice. It's called honouring yourself. It's called being true to who you are. So if you have a soulmate in your life, it's another gateway for you to come home fast. So make contact, send an email with a question that's structural, that I can probably do a video on, and consider or not whether you want to have mentoring in your life, because it's the most important thing for someone to help who knows this, who's been on this path, that lives this path, to be a sounding board. A sounding board. For you to validate what's right for you. So notice your hands, feel your feet, notice what's on the screen. Are you still noticing your hands?